Mm. Um, I I want you to just drop a comment below, and I want you to explain to me why you feel like you need to wait for somebody to show up for you, why you feel like you need to wait for somebody to choose you. And especially people in these types of circumstances, okay, that I'm about to explain. If somebody is in another marriage or they're in another relationship or they're entertaining other people and you know they're entertaining other people and they're telling you they're entertaining other people and they're telling you that they don't want to give you what you want, why do you feel like you need to wait for them to treat you properly? I just want to know. I'm very curious. Please write a comment below explaining. I did a video a while ago, probably like 2 or 3 years ago, about how your top tier start acting like it. And in that video, I said pretty much, you're that bit or you're that guy, okay, that doesn't wait for proper treatment. And I know I've been doing content like this recently regarding respect. You don't have to wait for somebody to respect you or commit to you. But I want to make something really, really, really clear on my channel, okay? First off, before we even get into this, you can create what you want. Okay, I really don't care what anybody says about that. Now we should discern if the things that we want are healthy for us, because some of y'all just have negative attachments and you're lying to yourself. Okay. Aside from that point, though, a huge thing that I talk about is you have to be the change you want to experience. You need to bring the focus to yourself. How you choose to respond to circumstances is what matters. So when we're thinking about circumstances, what we're thinking about is our identity in relation to the things that are going on. So if you're cheating on me, you're entertaining other people, and you're not being consistent with me, if I have an identity that is, I get consistency, I get love, I get real commitment, I'm not going to sit here waiting for you to text me back, commit to me, or give me what I want. I'm not going to. I'm not going to be sitting here thinking about you all day long. I'm not going to be sitting here waiting for you. I'm definitely not going to be sitting here trying to figure out how to get your attention or doing things to try and get you to love me. I'm going to be grounded in that identity that I don't have to wait for these things. I can go entertain other people, laugh this off, and stop giving a fuck. I'm going to live in the end of a different version of me. How you create what you want is you literally step into a different version of yourself, which makes sense because you can't keep operating the same way and expect different results. All right. The point that I really want to bring up today, though, is what I started on. I want you to explain to me why you feel like you need to wait for those things and don't just say, oh, I really love them. I really care about them. I really want to fix this. You need to objectively look at what is going on and make the proper adjustments. If you want top tier experiences, if you want people to take you seriously, if you want people to respect you and commit to you, why are you leaving yourself out in the dust, sitting here waiting and trying to get somebody to love you? Does that sound like something a top tier individual would be doing? Or does that sound like we're begging for crumbs out in the like desert, gasping for air, hoping somebody gives us just a drop of water? You're not dried up last time I checked. You're not dehydrated last time I checked. Okay, hopefully. Some of y'all need to get very real about what you're going through and how you're organizing yourself. I've tried to make it abundantly clear on my channel. And some people think that like I've switched up and don't believe in your ability to create things that you want. Nope, I believe you can create what you want. Absolutely. You can have somebody begging to have you back on in their life, crawling on their hands and knees, doing whatever they need to do to try and prove themselves to you. Now, it's not me, it's not my place to tell you what to want and if you should entertain that. Some of the things that y'all are going through, I give a huge side eye to, and I would never entertain it in a million years, but it's not my place to tell you how to live or what to do. Okay? How you're going to do it, though, is you're going to step into a different version of yourself. And this is why I've said in a lot of content in the past. So when you actually get to that end state version of you, you're going to stop giving a fuck. And it makes sense. If you're trying to give me something that I know I don't deserve, I'm not going to get triggered by it. I'm not going to be sitting here waiting for you. And I'm definitely not going to give a fuck. I'm going to move forward, allow myself to entertain whatever it is that I want. I'm not going to internalize what's going on at all. And I'm going to laugh it off and probably think you're dumb for not treating me properly. And you can do that and still have somebody come back around and want you. Living in the end of a different version of yourself means you're going to show up differently. That's why things can change. Nobody to change but self. But I really want to know. I'm just like really, really curious. Okay. For the people that are in these circumstances where they're waiting for somebody to text them, they're waiting for somebody to stop cheating on them, they're waiting for somebody to stop entertaining their marriage, they're waiting for somebody to love them properly. Why do you feel like you need to do that? I want to know. Let's get real. Let's get real. I want to know. What within you is compelling you to sit here and wait for somebody to love you and honor you properly? And at the same time, I want you to ask yourself, what does that say about what I believe about myself, or what I believe about relationships, or what I believe about men, or what I believe about women? And does this way of operating make sense as to why I'm not being respected, loved, or committed to properly? Because somebody that knows that they get those things isn't going to be sitting here waiting, right? They're not going to allow somebody to look them in their face or send them a message and say, hey, you're really cool, but I don't want to give you what you want. I want to give it to somebody else. But you can wait, and I'll let you know when I'm ready to show up for you. Does sitting there waiting sound like something that a person that gets what they want would do? Or would you, again, laugh this off and be like, you're crazy. Okay, I have so many options. And like maybe you're used to people chasing after you and totally degrading themselves for you, but that's not going to be me, baby. That's not going to be me. And the funny thing is, when you decide that that's not going to be you and you actually organize yourself differently, again, people are so shook that they do come forward and they come after you. But I want y'all to really think about that. Like, don't you deserve people that just inherently treat you good from the beginning? And maybe that's where you just need to take a whole step back and adjust yourself from a self-concept perspective, because maybe you've been showing up a little bit desperate, doing the most, doing way too much, chasing after people and setting an example that you don't have to commit to me seriously. And maybe that's why you have people that are playing game with you, acting non-committal towards you and telling you that they're not going to give you what you want because you're doing way too much. You don't have to be anybody but yourself in order to create the things that you want. For especially for relationships, you don't even need to be on dating apps. You don't got to be out here doing the most, trying to dress up, try and be something that people think you think people are going to like. You don't got to be, like trying to get people's attention. You can quite literally just focus on yourself and attract the things that you want to you. And think about it. Really think about it. The people that like you find attractive usually are just living their life in their routines, glowing and happy. And you're over here like, damn, they look so fucking hot. I want to get to know them. You can be that person. You can be that person too. So what version of yourself are you assuming? How easy or difficult do you want to make this? Do you want to be sitting here chasing after the things that you want and accepting things that you don't want? Or do you want to step into this top tier version of yourself that stops giving a fuck, focuses on yourself each day, sets the example that like you're committed to yourself, you respect yourself. It's a normal experience for you to receive respect and commitment, and you don't wait for those things. I'm telling you right now, that approach is the much more attractive one and the one that's going to get you what you want. But we got to get very all the way 100% real with what's going on, because some of the emails that I receive are absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You have somebody straight up telling you that they're cheating on you, they're entertaining other people, they're ghosting you for weeks at a time, and you're over here asking me how to get them back. Yes, you can create, don't get me wrong, you can create specific results. You can have somebody, again, on their head, like so shook and chasing after you, but it's not going to be because you're sitting here waiting for them to treat you properly. It's because you actually make a genuine adjustment within yourself and you stop giving a fuck and waiting for the things that you know you deserve. You stop being wrapped around their finger. You stop hanging on to their every single word, waiting for them to love you properly. That's the truth. And some of y'all are lying to yourself because you are wrapped around somebody's finger and you're waiting for them to love you properly. And in that, you're assuming a version of yourself that's disrespecting yourself and accepting less than you deserve. And then you're wondering why it's not changing. It's not changing because you're not treating yourself properly. You're not making the adjustments you need to make within yourself. Wake up. Wake up. Again, you're top tier. You get real commitment. You get genuine respect. You get people that support you and love you properly. And when people don't do those things, you're going to fearlessly adjust yourself and set that standard and not care what anybody thinks. Last thing that I want to end on. Some people have been getting really upset because I've been saying, like, just cut people off. Okay. Like, oh, Dylan, your message. Hi, baby. I know you want to come and say hi. Like, your message is if you don't like what you're seeing, just cut somebody off. Okay. And then y'all are placing limits like, oh, but if I cut them off, they're not going to want me. How many people are like, think about these examples that I'm giving you. People are cutting you off. They're not treating you the way that you deserve. And you're over here still wanting them, trying to figure out how to rectify the situation. So is cutting people off really the issue? Or are you just assuming a version of yourself that is getting cut off and is sitting here waiting for somebody to love you and treat you properly? Because you could easily assume the other position where it's like, if you don't show up for me properly, my cutoff game is strong and you're still going to want me, love me, and do whatever you need to do to get me back. That's what living in the end is. Living in the end is a version of you. So when you're not treating me properly, if there are major, major, major red flags, I'm going to show you, like, you're not going to get away with that with me. You are going to respect me. You are going to love me. And if you're not going to right now, I don't need you. I'm not worried about where you could go. I'm not worried about if you're going to move on. Good luck. Have fun trying to move on. And I'm just going to live in the end of a version of myself that knows they get what they want. If cutting people off were really such an issue, if like I would not be having all the emails that I have. If ghosting was an issue, I would not be having all the emails that I have. Y'all are out here getting cut off and ghosted, and you're trying to figure out how to get somebody back, but then you can't wrap your mind around raising your standards and cutting people off, and then them coming in and still wanting and loving you. That's the problem. You're assuming a version of yourself that does not respect yourself and accepts things that you don't want and is chasing after people, and then you're wondering why you're not getting it. Assume the other position. Stop letting people run game on you and have you out here hang to dry, out in the sun, gasping for water and air. That really ain't it. Okay? Are we all clear? Are we good? I think we're good. Love you. Bye.